Gary and Marion and the outside commission for
Can't hear.
Okay, and talk to you about, I want to thank Dan and Keith and Mary and the CAAVOGrowers Commission for setting up this meeting and for inviting us in here. Can you hear?
A little better.
A little better?
And the Avocado Society.
And the Avocado Society. You don't have a microphone.
Yes, we can do that. He's so shy.
Yeah. I don't know, my voice is not. So, you know, you got to hear the information from Dr. Fletch and Dr. Pena. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the strategy that we're implementing right now in the avocado industry in South Florida to deal with this problem. And I first want to acknowledge the people, the researchers. You can see Dr. Pena and Dr. Platz, and we have a number of other researchers, plant pathologists, entomologists, even an agricultural economist, and also researchers from USDA, also the Florida Avocado Administrative Committee. They were instrumental in starting the funding that was necessary to begin to deal with this problem. And also the Division of Plant Industry, our Florida Department of Agriculture, the Division of Plant Industry has been instrumental in the regulatory side dealing with this. And also in Dade County, we have an agricultural manager, Charles LaPrade. He's been very, very helpful. So what I want to do is preface, before I talk about what our current recommendations are, I wanted to preface some of the research background for the recommendations for our strategy.
Thank you. Is that better? A little bit better. For the recommendations for early detection and suppression of the red bay ambrosia beetle and laurel wilt. We know that the red bay ambrosia beetle, the generation time is somewhere between 40 to 50, maybe even 60 days. That the activity of the beetle increases during late spring, peaks during September, and then declines during late fall and winter, and maybe even the early spring. That the flight activity is greatest in the late afternoon, early evening, and that most of the beetle flight is within 15 feet of the ground. We also know that the number of red bay ambrosia beetles, the ratio to other ambrosia beetle species emerging from avocado wood is extremely small when you compare that to what emerges from native wood. So that's a good thing. It's also been shown by one of the pathologists, Jason Smith, that chipping the wood dramatically decreases the red bay ambrosia beetle survival and emergence. Not completely, but it does depress the population dramatically. We also know that damaged or pruned avocado wood is more attractive to the beetle than non-damaged or pruned wood, and that this lasts for about a 3-week period, maybe longer. And I know the other two speakers alluded to it, but avocados and a number of other species, and probably quite a few other species, emit a natural volatile, alpha-copain. And this seems to be the long-distance signal, at least for this beetle, when it's searching for a host. And they have shown that by wounding a tree or pruning a tree, this increases that volatilization, at least for a period of time. So this becomes important when you talk about pruning strategies. Also, preliminary research has found that there's no evidence of the red bay ambrosia beetle that they have an aggregation pheromone. In other words, that they produce a volatile that tells other red bay ambrosia beetles to come to this tree and attack it. Previously, there had been it also had been suggested that the beetle has no strong attraction to its fungus or fungal symbiont, although Dr. Pena showed that some of the newer research is suggesting that that may not be entirely true. That's why I have the question mark. But it's also been some evidence that the beetle is not attracted to its frass or to ethanol. Again, that research, some of it's in progress. If you look at the red bay ambrosia beetle host preference, you can see Silk Bay, Red Bay, and Swamp Bay, and then avocado, and then lancewood. And then the beetle host preference among the different races of avocado is pretty much equal. As Jorge mentioned, any of the avocado cultivars that they have challenged has been attacked by the beetle. And then the odor preference for the beetle, again, Red Bay, much more attractive than Swamp Bay, which is much more attractive than avocado. So these are good things. Not for the native trees, but for avocado. And then also in the native areas, once the host tree population has been decimated, the beetle population tends to crash or drop dramatically. And what we've seen in Georgia, South Carolina, North Florida, is that as that beetle and the disease moves through the population of native trees, that the population crashes. And this, over about a 2-year period, as an example, red bay trees. After about 2 years, unfortunately, about 98% of the red bay trees are dead. And then the beetle population tends to crash. It's not totally eliminated, but it crashes. And so right now we see this beetle and the disease moving through the native trees in our area as well. If we look at the Laurel wilt pathogen, the identification procedures, the molecular identification procedures have been improving and are still under improvement. Other research by one of the pathologists in Gainesville, Jason Smith, has also shown that the pathogen does not survive in mulched wood chips, so that's good. It doesn't also appear to be able to be transmitted by high-speed mechanical pruning equipment. He was able to transmit the disease using a handsaw, but not high-speed mechanical equipment, and that's important for us because in South Florida, we mostly top and hedge our trees with very big mechanical equipment that's running at high speed. Also, Randy has shown that the visual external plant symptoms that we spoke about of Laurel wilt lags behind the degree of internal infestation and damage to the tree. And also that the Laurel wilt pathogen has not been demonstrated to move by root grafting from an infested avocado tree to an adjacent avocado tree. Although this is suspected that it may occur, it's not been shown that that actually can or does happen. And this becomes important when we talk about a strategy for control. Also, Randy spoke about his data looking at cultivar differences or race differences among the avocado cultivars and races, and that the West Indian types are more susceptible to Laurel wilt than the, let's say, the Guatemalan Mexican hybrids or the Guatemalan types. And that also that larger host trees, and this includes avocado, are more affected by Laurel wilt than smaller trees. And they've seen this in the natural area as well, where the red bay trees that are under about a 4-inch diameter generally aren't attacked. Or if a red bay tree is declining and it sprouts back out, until that new sprout reaches a certain diameter, a larger diameter, it's not attacked. So there is a size effect. Some of the economics. Randy had mentioned the propiconazole is one of the fungicides that's been tested and was tested early on, and there's 2 formulations, Alamo and Tilt. And using current information on macro infusion technique for mature trees and avocado production costs in our area suggests, at least so far, that only macro infusion of Tilt with a 3-year efficacy would be economically feasible. In other words, if you infuse your trees and it lasted for 3 years, then it would work economically. If it doesn't work for that long, then that might be a problem. However, right now, the optimum rates and efficacy of Tilt and other fungicides for use on mature trees is really not known. And we've got a large experiment in progress in a part of Florida that has avocado groves and where the beetle and the disease are present. So that work is in progress right now. And it actually is legal to use